of the SEMA traditions is bumping into old friends, and again, not that you're old, but we found Lou Santiago, fabricator, world traveler, military man, and airport investigator extraordinaire.
Yes, that's what I do in my spare time. I think it's the skin color and the goatee. All I need is the towel. I'm not trying to say anything like that, but I just get shaken down a lot.
Get typecasted on.
Exactly.
Well, tell me a little bit about what you're doing here this year at SEMA.
This year, JRD International, they're the glass guys that I deal with. They asked me if I'd come in and do a couple autograph sessions, so I'm doing that. And I'm just hanging out. So you'll see me running around like a chicken with my head cut off doing what I do after I do my time at JRD. But, I mean, it's just a good time,
Now, when you're not here, and I'm going to get back to the JRD deal, you've got a shop, you've got a whole new deal going, you're building cars?
Yeah, I'm actually in Stavola Brothers' old fab shop in Harrisburg, North Carolina. And I'm not a NASCAR guy. I mean, I've never been into left turns. But I found out, and I didn't know this, they were the first multi-car team. Yeah, and then 10 years ago, they got out of racing, and they literally just turned off the lights, locked the doors, and walked away.
Wow.
Yeah, so I actually found this 50 by 100 building because I outgrew my shop. So I moved into this 50 by 100. And it even had steel in the steel rack, Kevin.
Oh, man, it's like a dream come true.
It is. It's nuts. So I'm back there. I've been in there four and a half months now. And I've got a Buick project that I'm doing. And I took on a T-Bucket that hadn't been on the road since 1972.
Wow,
so
right on.
Cool.
The Buick project, you've posted some photo updates on our forum, which is very cool.
Right. Yeah, it's going to be a Pro Touring. It's a 64 Buick ragtop. It's a Skylark. It's got a 455 with a 5-speed, Mosier 9-inch Ford. And the guy wanted a nice wheel, but he wanted something kind of classy. And he found these 5-spoke wheels at Billet Specialties. And they're actually, it's got a nice, it's like a traditional flair to it, so it looks good. And then the ride height is 6 inches off the ground, and nothing is below the bottom of the frame.
It's very cool. I actually, now that we're talking about it, I had a question about your rear suspension design, because you fabbed that whole thing up.
Yeah.
Your instant center, how did you come up with that? Because just in my understanding, the instant center point is basically where the upper and lower control arm points would meet if they could.
Right.
And in your design, it looks like that might be an infinity.
It is. It actually is, because if you look at a lot of the factory stuff that GM and them did, it's basically a primitive 4-link.
Right.
And being that I'm not drag racing this car, and it's more of a driver.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So it's less critical.
This guy wants to be able to put the grandkids in the car, go for a drive. That's what he wants to do. And because of the compromise of the car being so low and everything being up above the floor, or all being up above the floor, I had to have something that was, based more for driving. You know what I mean? If it was a drag car or a real road race car, we'd do something a little bit different. So that's why I did it the way I did it.
I mean, it looks like, and we all know that all these cars are nothing but compromises to get them to package and everything else. But I just thought that was interesting that it's good that you are mating the purpose for its intended use.
Right. Well, see, the big thing was I got to keep the back seat.
Yeah.
He was real adamant about I have to have the back seat in the car. There's no compromise for that. So, my compromise then becomes, okay, do I locate the rear end or do I make the thing like a drag car?
Right.
You know what I mean? So.
It looks like an interesting situation. It looks like it's very well done.
Well, thank you.
Now, bring me up to speed on what these guys do here for glass, because some people think, you just call a glass guy and here's a glass, but you can't find the stuff for all cars.
Right. Well, these guys, the newest stuff they deal with is 1973.
Okay.
And they have over 900 pieces of glass in their catalog. Yeah. They've got a lot of stuff. They do tempered glass, they do safety glass, they do just about anything you can get. But the neat thing about them is they're a manufacturer.
Oh, wow.
So so you can actually get them. I've been talking to them about doing like limited 20-piece runs. They can't do a 1 or 2 piece, but think about it. If you had enough guys that had a Studebaker, say, and it was some oddball curved glass in the back like on the Champ, if they don't have it, if we can get them to do a 20-piece run, it'd be well worth it, because you can move them.
Well, yeah, I mean, you could find a car club or a forum or a website of a particular brand of car, get everybody together, and these guys will make it.
Exactly. And I'm getting them. I just scored on the Daytona glass and the Superbird rear glass. So we've got 2 rear glasses we're going to be doing for them on that. And then there's a couple other ones that I'm looking to find for them so we can help them out with that. It's just they help me out, so I'm helping them out.
I knew a guy who did a Charger 500.
Yeah.
That's another one. There's not many cars, but they all need the glass.
Right, and you can't find the glass. Right. And then when you find the glass, they want, I want $3,000 for it, and there's just no need for it. You know what I mean? It's a piece of glass, and guys just walk right through when we're talking.
I know, I noticed that too. But that's SEMA. I mean, that's what you get. Kelly's going to hit the guy with the camera pretty soon. All right, well, it's very cool. Good to see you again out here. Always a pleasure.
Always.
And we'll follow along on the forums and see how you're doing.
Yeah,
Keep posting pictures, man. I like it.
Yeah, no problem. Anytime. Anytime you need anything, let me know. I can throw stuff out there.
Right on. Thanks, Lou.
No problem.